Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue the topic that we left in the last session. We spoke about the winning criteria, which is essentially depends on having an open mind and then no attachment. I think I enough briefed about the first part of the statement, which is essentially having an open mind. So let us take the aspect of attachment. I think this is a very controversial kind of a subject that many people are not willing to consider this. For the very simple reason, every one of us are getting attached with everything, be it a material object or be it a relationship or be it possessions and powers and whatnot. So we are unwilling to leave anything behind. Let us analyze the basic reason why such an attitude is there. Right from the time we born as a child and then we were very innocent and not knowing anything about this world, we never had any kind of feeling even who is the mother and who is the father and then all kind of possessions we had. So we were very innocent and then we never had any idea of attachment. And over a period of time as we have grown, we identified our mother and then identified our father and then our toys and our kind of small possessions. And then we started thinking that, this is my toy and this is mine, etc. And over a period of time as we grew, I think the whole teachings from the various observations from this world, as well as from the parental conditioning and social conditioning, we have started understanding certain basic things of life, which life is really making a meaning for us. Essentially, it starts with what we possess basically. That means our validation of ourselves is coming from what the material objects that we possess. So the starting point of our identity is coming from what we are possessing. Later on, this has become our kind of house that we are possessing, the kind of the gadgets that we are possessing, and the various bank balances we are possessing, etc. So our basic identity of ourselves, who we are, came from the basic idea of what we are possessing. That means basically the material objects that are there, part of our life, defined our kind of a very existence. That means we get validated when we are possessing something, we get invalidated when the possessions are removed from us. So including part of our whole body, we started feeling that we must have black hair, and then when we are growing grey hair, we were devastated and the hair started falling, then we were getting devastated and so on and so forth. The same hair in the head has got a different value. The moment it has fallen down, it has got a different value. So that means our whole value system has grown from the idea of what we are possessing. There is nothing wrong in that, because that is the way the whole mankind has defined what is life is all about. Then later on we started identifying we belong to a particular religion, and there were a lot of beliefs have been taught by the priest. And then we started identifying, yes, I belong to this religion. That means my religion also has become a means of creating my identity. That means I belong to this religion, and hence these are my people and those are the people who doesn't belong to me. So that means the identity has grown out of the physical, material, tangible objects, and it also started growing out of the intangible things like religion, for example. And later on, we started getting into an academic education and started getting our degree, which is a piece of paper given to us. and then their identity starts getting into that I am qualified by such and such institutions and so on and so forth. So that means the whole life started evolving based on what we possess. And then later on that we started acquiring certain skill sets, certain knowledge out of our vocational developments, and then based on those readings of books, etc., we accumulated certain amount of knowledge, and then we started creating an attachment on what we know. So basically it started with what we possess, and the second is what we know. That means our attachment started getting into something more intangible as we grow older and older. So later on then we started getting into certain positions in the organization we were working, and we had certain powers and authorities, and then we started getting into a sense of a feeling or an attachment that these are my powers. If you are a politician, you don't want to relinquish your kind of a president position. So you want to somehow cling on to it and then carry on, because you have become so attached with that powers. So once people are retiring from their job, they get devastated. Many people die immediately after retirement purely because they had a huge amount of attachment over their positions, and they started creating their identity out of what their position that they are holding in the company. So going forward, you will realize that our idea of our life, our validation of our own self, our own self-worth, identity, self-esteem, everything is derived out of what we possess and what we know. And the third aspect is what others are thinking about ourselves. So if the whole community says that we are very good people and that we are very knowledgeable and so on and so forth, we derive power out of those kind of a fame, what you call it as a fame, that means everybody wants to be known to everyone, and then if you are probably due to some even negative reasons that you have reached certain publicity, then you want to stand in the election and then you want to become a minister and so on and so forth. That's why many of the actors who just acted in the movies, God knows what their true character is, and they have all become the presidents and prime ministers and ministers in the ruling parties and whatnot. So essentially the whole life is coming from our attachment with the various possessions we have, various powers we have, and what the whole world is thinking about ourselves. And whenever these things are being removed from us, then we get devastated. So that's one of the reasons every human being born without their own consent, they definitely know that one thing is certain in their life is they will die one day. And I don't think anybody wants to die because they feel that they will be detached from their possessions. So is that right or wrong is the subject that we are discussing, that there is nothing wrong. This is the way the human life has been defined. In Vedanta, this is called the ego. The ego is not the arrogance as the traditional English describes. Ego is nothing but with what we are deriving our identity. So invariably you find that the progress in our life is to a large extent is detracted or probably prevented by the various attachments we have. We don't want to leave something and move on, and then we try to stay with that for a little longer time. So most of our misery in life and the all kind of problems we face are all because of this sense of feeling of attachment. Now in Vedanta it very clearly explains attachment is nothing but our thoughts are going towards that object or towards that entity all the time. We are attached to our children, but we are not attached to the neighbor's children. for the very simple reason our thoughts are flowing towards that particular human being again and again, and then we are getting attached with that particular person or the object or the kind of possessions we have. So over a period of time, everything starts moving away from us. The power starts going away, the youth starts going away, and children started finding their own life and wants to move away. So that means there is a situation in life that whatever that we possessed, be it our employment, our power or the authority, everything will go away one day. And then since we have derived our identity from the possessions we have, we get devastated and then get depressed and feel like finishing our life. So what is most important aspect here is that means when we came here, we never brought anything. And when we are going to go away from here, even the last loincloth in our body will be removed. So that means we cannot take away anything with us. So everything in life is very transient in nature. That means compared to the 13.8 billion years this whole cosmos exists, in that our period of life, maybe 70 or 80, itself is going to be very insignificant. In that the life experiences are something fleeting and nothing can be stored and replayed. So with the result, whatever that we are really having it here is something which are for our use, not for us to possess. There is a subtle difference between using it and possessing it. For example, Chinmayananda used to give a wonderful example. In your house, you can only live in the space between the walls. You cannot live inside the walls. That means you are really using the space, but you have got a notional feeling that you are living, you are possessing that house for you. So one fine morning that will be taken away from you, maybe due to a variety of reasons. But when you are deeply deriving your identity and your ego, everything out of your possessions, you are in for a devastating kind of an outcome. So that's the reason what Vedanta says is create a detached attachment. What does that mean? Detached attachment is the example given is the lotus flower is given as an example for divinity, for the simple reason the lotus flower born in the water, it grows in the water and it dies in the water, but still the water does not wet the plant. That means if there is a drop of water on top of the leaf, you will find the water can never wet the lotus flower or the lotus plant. So that means it remains, it lives, and everything happens for the lotus flower in the water, but it never has got any kind of attachment with that. So when you are coming from the paradigm that what you are possessing and what you are deriving identity one day will be taken away from you, which is the fact of life, and when you are developing that sense of consciousness, that is what is called detached attachment. So in the next session I am going to give you an anecdote which will explain that how this detached attachment gives you kind of a power and a freedom is what I am going to explain to you, because in whole of my life I moved out of from one place to another, or learned some new language, or I accepted any religious person as my brother or sister. There are quite a number of things in life which has given a freedom for us to explore life is coming from the feeling of detached attachment. So that means please don't think that detached attachment is for the people who are going to become yogis and then they are going to sit in Himalayas and then they are going to meditate and get enlightened like Lord Buddha. No, it is not what actually we are really talking about. We are talking about you to make progress in life, you need to develop this kind of a sense of detached attachment. So to conclude my talk, the seed gave up its identity, then it became a seedling. That means the death of seed has become the seedling. The seedling gave up its identity and then it became a plant. And the plant gave its identity and became a tree. And the tree gave away its identity and became the flower. Flower gave away its identity and it became a fruit. And fruit died for giving the seeds once again. So you will notice everything in nature is not attached. They are there just because they are there. So it's extremely important, and it may look very weird for a common man whose whole life is rolling out of his own idea of attachment. This idea may be a little bit radical, but going forward I will try and talk more about this, and I'm sure that this will give you some new perspectives. Thank you very much for your patient listening, and look forward to talk to you in many more sessions in the future. God bless you. Take care.